Hello and welcome to my new series. I'm your Baron of Caring and I present my Fallout New Vegas Gun Guide first episode, the 357 Magnum. The 357 Magnum is it's a very early game weapon, as most NPCs in Good Springs and Prim will have one. The 357 Magnum and revolvers in general have a very long history, and the revolver platform is one of the first effective firearm platforms in existence, as it had six chambers to pick from. The in-game revolver is based mostly on the Colt single-action army revolver. The 357 Magnum is in the middle in terms of damage for the pistols. However, it will definitely be better than the starting gun, usually at 9mm or 10mm pistol. The 357 Magnum has a base damage of 26, or that meaning the damage dealt to the torso and bats, meaning that headshots or limb shots will deal increasing or decreasing amount of damage respectively. It has a 6-shot DPS of 45.5, meaning that if you empty the entire chamber, which is 6 shots, you will have a damage per second of 45.5. However, because the chamber needs to be reloaded one at a time, it has a prolonged damage per second of 21.6. It has a critical chance of 1%, and whenever it deals a critical hit, it will deal an additional 26 points of damage. And the rate is 26 action points per shot. However, in pre-combat, it is critical to note that the 357 Magnum does not come equipped with adequate sights for longer ranges, and you should be strictly a short range to very, very conservatively a medium range. And unfortunately, the 1x1 reload is carried into VATS and will leave you vulnerable for about 2 seconds. There's also an improved holdout weapon, meaning that if you have a 50 sneak, you can carry it into casinos and other restricted places, besides DLC places in which all guns are removed. And the special feature for the 357 Magnum is that it doesn't jam, no matter what. Meaning that if you are one person who happens to scavenge around for weapons and happens to be unlucky in finding anything to repair it with, the 357 Magnum will only suffer in damage and will not cause you to do a second reload at a slower pace due to the fact that it is jammed or something. 357 Magnum also has the ability to have its reload interrupted, meaning that if you have 0 and you're starting a reload but you end up with having 3 shots before an enemy appears, you can fire it. Also meaning that if you reload, you don't have to empty out an entire clip, and you can use it at any time. So such guns has heavy weapons, like a missile launcher. If an enemy isn't killed by it, you have to wait till the reload. But with the 357 Magnum, you do not. Now, to the economics. The gun itself costs 110 caps. Now, it is modified by the condition of the gun, and if there's any mods attached, and your barter skill. It has the ability to shoot 995 standard, hollow point, and jacketed flat point rounds before it breaks from 100%. It is equivalent to about 166 reloads. But if you use its lower power ammunition, the 38 Special, you can fire 1,329 times. Now, the standard costs 2 caps, and the hollow point and JFP costs 3 caps apiece, but the 38 Special costs 1 cap. The 357 Magnum comes with 2 mods. The long barrel, which increases the damage by 3, and costs 250 caps, or the heavy-duty cylinder, which costs 450 caps but increases the durability by 50%, meaning that you can fire 1,495 standard, hollow point, or JFP rounds, or 1,995 shots with the 38 Special. The 357 has a unique variant, the Lucky. The Lucky is found inside the gift shop area of the casino and Prim. Well, not the Vicky and Vance, but the Bison Stephen hotel and casino. Now, that gun deals 30 damage and has a 6-shot potential for damage per second of 82.5 and a prolonged damage per second potential of 30. It has a much higher critical hit chance with 2.5 critical chance of a hit. It costs 9 action points less in VATS, costing 17, and it has a slightly higher durability than the regular gun, a durability of 1,120 shots. However, it weighs 2.5, while the 357 Magnum weighs only 2. The 357 Magnum also comes with a handful of perks. The first, or relevant perks at least. The first perk, Gunslinger, which I'm going to mention, allows you to have much higher accuracy in bats with one-handed pistol. The second one, which is mainly affects the revolver, is Cowboy, which increases the damage by 25%. And these are by the way, these are only vanilla perks. I have not gone into any of the DLC things. And then there's Professional, which increases the sneak hit, modifier. So if you attack from sneak, it deals much more damage, but only with one-handed weapon guns. And then finally Running Gun, which increases the accuracy whenever you're using free aim and you go into bats. Now, I just want to mention that if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, all one of you, and leave a comment saying if I missed anything or should I mention, or maybe even for my next gun, as I have all the other guns in Fallout New Vegas to go over.